Now, next up, would you pay for your son to lose his virginity if they had a disability? Well, the mother has revealed this week she used a Belfast escort to do exactly that. Her only regret? That she didn't do it sooner. Now, if you're a mum or dad, would you consider this for your son or daughter if they had a disability? Kate Smurthwaite is here to talk us through this tonight. Also a former sex education teacher, Benedict Garrett, is with us as well. What do you think, Benedict?
Well, listen, I think being a parent is a very difficult thing. I think part of the role of being a parent is to be looking out for the well-being, the health and the happiness of your child. I'm sure it's very difficult for her being a parent of a child with learning difficulties. I've obviously taught children with learning difficulties. But I think what she should be commended for, and I don't really know any more about her than the story, is the fact that she's made a recognition that we far too often deny in this part of the world, that human beings have a sexual need, and sexual gratification is an important part of being a human being. And she's recognised that her son hasn't found that.
So is love. So is love. So is affection, so someone caring about
Absolutely.
you?
And it can occur within those circumstances, but actually many people, for example, like myself, I do not have a religious basis, I don't believe in religion. Why should I have my values dictated to me by other things? I believe sex is also a physical act, and it can be enjoyed simply for the act of sex itself.
It can just be a physical act, though.
Absolutely.
It doesn't cheapen it?
No, why should a recognition of sex simply being a human pleasure cheapen anything?
And a parent saying to a child, money will buy you that gratification?
Listen, compared to many young people who will go out on a Friday night and a Saturday night and pay through a bar to get somebody completely drunk and then have sex with them, consent, which is usually drunk, that's prostitution by proxy, basically. The many young people up and down this land are having every Friday and Saturday night.
Well, there's three things wrong with this situation. The first is the assumption that disabled people don't have a good sex life. The reality
there
is
isn't that presumption.
But exactly, there absolutely is. Lots and lots of disabled people have a great sex life, and lots of disabled people, like lots of able-bodied people, have a frustrating or non-existent sex life.
But for the people...
That's how life is.
Stop talking about me there. I know what you're hinting at. For the people who are choosing, though, the parents who are choosing to pay...
Well, and there's another problem, isn't there, in that if this person is not willing to have sex with you for free, and you're having to pay them, then is there really consent there? And the reality is, and I agree that somebody who's very, very drunk also isn't able to fully give consent in a way that I'm comfortable with. I'm certainly uncomfortable with it on that level. But I think, more importantly than this, we're creating a very weird and unstandardisable system. And what we're going to have now, the Department of Work and Pensions coming around going, well, it's not a very serious disability, so you can only have oral sex. No, that doesn't seem to me... That, of course it can't work like that. How it has to work is that people go out and search for love and for relationships and for whatever they want, and that might be different.
But what if because of a physical disability you can't?
But people can. People absolutely
I'm
can.
Sorry,
people should be given. I absolutely think people should be given support to get out of the house, to get out and socialise, to go and meet people.
Whether they're disabled or able-bodied. For me, this isn't about being disabled at all. This is about simply people who cannot form the sort of relationships that you and I possibly can. Why should we deny those people who find it very difficult to do that the opportunity to do that? And for many of those people, the fact they're paying for it actually makes it a far more open and honest thing. That they're able to say, look, I'm paying you for it. I'm not expecting anything more from it. I want to be able to experience sex like I never have before, like I can't when I go out and meet people, because for whatever reason, and maybe because society ascribes to themselves...
What you're missing here is the way that money is suddenly having a big impact on the potential for consent. And what we know about the sex industry is that it is riddled with abuse.
There's a guy here in the red T-shirt. Yes, sir, in the glasses.
Yeah, I'm completely against it. I think it is wrong for women to work as prostitutes, and the responsibility is on the women not to do it.
Do you think I'm a prostitute? Do you think what I'm doing is wrong?
Yes.
As a man?
Yes, I think that is disgusting as well.
Based on what? Based on what?
And I think you're putting yourself in danger by doing it, because you don't know what is going to happen to you.
Well, so are plenty of people doing many other jobs, like the poor individuals who worked in terrible factories in Bangladesh. And are we blaming the the fashion industry for the fact that those people are being maltreated in those industries?
What's your first name?
Paul Kern.
So what that mother found, the situation she found herself in, was that she wanted her son to experience what a lot of other people will experience, sex. Because of his disability, both he and the mother felt that would not happen. And she didn't want him to miss out on that.
I think it's too close to abuse. I just think if you're disabled, it's not appropriate to do it. And
how is it?
Where is the abuse?
Sorry, did you just say if you're disabled, it's not appropriate to do it?
Yes.
To do what?
Well, look, at the end of the day, some people are better off not doing it, you know?
Sorry, that's utter discrimination. I think that is an appalling, disgraceful attitude. I'm sorry.
Hold on.
It's perfectly acceptable to say that.
It's perfectly acceptable to say what?
That if you're disabled, you're better off not having sex.
Really?
So how are they supposed to get their sexual gratification? What are they supposed to do?
Well, sorry, hold on a minute.
Have it denied?
Hold on. Why?
It may not be consent. It's taking advantage of somebody that has not got the same choices as everybody else.
There's a lady up here. Yes, with your hand up. Hello, go ahead.
I think there's such a big emphasis in this country for equality, be it educational, healthcare, you know, with career opportunities. I don't think that physical relationships should be an exclusion for that.
What do you think about what he's just said?
I think... I won't get into it. I think that, you know, we sort of feel the neglect.
Hold on.
I feel the neglect, like the sort of the psychological implications of being deprived of something like that. You know, for a lot of people, losing your virginity is a rite of passage, and I think that everybody should be allowed that experience, be them with a disability or not.
But I think what you're missing out here is you're absolutely right that disabled people's rights are very, very important, and I think that we're not doing nearly enough in this country to support them. But sex is not actually a right. You have the right to go and try and find sex. You have the right to meet people, and these days you can go on the internet and all this sort of stuff. But what you don't have is the right to sex, because in order to have sex, somebody else has to consent to participate in it with you. And you can't force somebody to do that if they don't consent of their own free will. And unfortunately, it doesn't seem like the sex industry is using any reasonable standards to assess consent.
Carl has called us tonight. Numbers up on your screen how you can do so. Carl, you've got a spinal cord injury, is that right?
Yeah, I'm a T12 paraplegic, like as of last year, May last year, like.
And what's your view on this tonight?
Right, prostitution, whether it be for a disabled person or able-bodied or anyone for that matter, it's the ultimate deal with the devil. But it's got to be done at the end of the day. It's where morality meets practicality. And that's the truth. In an ideal world, like, and I myself personally, I don't agree with it. For myself as a person, I won't go to see a prostitute. But since my spinal cord injury, I've been to see a sex therapist, which is bordering on prostitution meeting medicine, isn't it? It's all a big grey area, life, and things all have a meeting point somewhere in the middle, don't they? And prostitution is like I say, it's morality versus practicality, like, and that. Yeah. When it comes to some people, not just disabled people.
So you wouldn't. Let me just get this clear. It's not good enough for you. You draw the line. You wouldn't do it, but you would advise other disabled people to do it.
It's not a case of myself personally. It's not good enough for me. I believe, that it's used wrong. It's too powerful. Sex is too addictive to be sold the way that it is. You know what I mean? I don't mind paying for sex.
We seem to be forgetting about the women trapped in the sex industry here.
Okay, let's talk about the women trapped in the sex industry. Who I actually know,
and I've worked with a lot of survivors of the sex industry. 90% of women in the sex industry don't want to be in it. The average age of entry into prostitution in this country is 14. It's an absolute disgrace. We have to do something to tackle the abuse that is systemic.
I will absolutely admit that there's an unsavoury side of any industry, including prostitution. But the women I know who work in it do it out of choice. They feel empowered doing it.
There absolutely may well be a minority, and of course those would be the ones who've met.
If you're talking about exploitation of women here, why on earth is it exploitation just because they're selling their genitals? But when we talk about selling your brain, you're selling your hands to work in a factory, that's not exploitation. Is the vagina cheaper than the brain?
It's a different... Let's just hold the thought of that question. I think actually, there's a lady here in the scarf. Hello, madam. Hello, madam. Hello, madam. Hello.
And there's many working it as well. This is not a male-female thing.
Hello, in the glasses.
Hi, Stephen. Well, first of all, I don't agree with this young lad beside me. I've got a disabled son. He's just 7, and I do agree that he should have sex in the future. But if he ever come to me in 10, 11, 12 years' time and said that he needed to see an escort, my answer is no.
What if he said he needed to see an escort?
No,
his choice.
I appreciate that. I think it's probably... I think it's difficult for many
Could I hear from this person in the audience?
No, it has to come from feelings first. I want my son to understand feelings before he understands I have to have a sex life.
Sarah Ishmael is with us this evening, a writer and a blogger. Hello, Sarah. You suffer from cerebral palsy.
Yes.
What do you think?
What do I think about prostitution and disability?
What do you think about parents who would buy sex for a consenting disabled person who felt that they could not otherwise get it? Some disabled people, of course, can. Some feel because of their disability they couldn't get it. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I think the option should be open to disabled people to go for prostitution. I mean, just like it's open to anyone else. But they should be taught and able to realise that it's not the only option. There are disabled people who are able to find sexual partners for themselves, and it's taken a long time for people to realise that. And I think as long as people realise that, and it's only an option and not the only option, then it should be open to everyone.
Sarah, would you advise everybody then that it's free choice? Or would you say to people, look, don't buy it, no matter whether you've got a disability or not, able-bodied or disabled, find somebody who loves you. Don't find somebody that's going to take a couple of quid and walk away and not give a stuff about you afterwards.
Yes, find somebody who loves you if you can, but there are some disabled people who are physically unable to have a physical relationship, and they should have the choice to have some human contact in any way that's possible. So, like centres that are opening, or there's one that's being planned to be open next year, to make physical relationships accessible to disabled people in a safe way that the workers and the disabled person understands that it's being paid for.
Okay. Sarah, thank you very much indeed. Young man, I can tell you this right now. I know you want to speak again. Apparently, it's going doolally about you on Twitter right now.
Not surprised. Yeah.
Not in a good way, I mean.
Seriously?
Yeah. Well, you don't have to have sex. And I think if you're doing these things...
Have you just listened to this lady here?
Yes, I have listened, and that's one point of view. But there must be something missing in these people's lives. Well, they should pursue all their interests.
God forbid that anything, not that I'm religious, God forbid that anything should ever happen to you that you're rendered disabled,
I think the point
but you will still have sexual urges.
I think the point is here that we shouldn't be telling anybody like how to live their lives and so on and so forth. What we should be saying, though, is firstly that we shouldn't assume disabled people don't have a sex life.
We're not
lots of them do,
and
we should be, and that's great,
okay.
and we absolutely should not be reacting with horror when we hear that some of them do. But at the same time, we should recognise that the sex industry has enormous problems within it, and I think that it's not a good solution
any industry,
to
like
any
any industry,
of these
but that doesn't mean the whole thing is bad.
Liz is in Sandy
and when there
Road.
are problems in the sex industry,
Hello, Liz.
it's about rape.
We should deal with it.
Hello, Liz.
Rape?
Yes,
Hello,
of course
Liz.
it is. Of course
Are
it
you
is.
there, Liz?
That's a whole other issue.
Yes,
That's
I am.
Good evening,
Somebody
Liz.
doesn't want to be in the sex industry.
Go ahead, Liz.
That's exactly the issue.
Hi. Can
What do
you
you
hear me?
think? Yes, I can. Go ahead.
Hi. I'm actually horrendous at that young lad sitting in the audience turning around saying about disabled people that actually can't have a normal sex life. If they're in love, why not? Come on, you answer me that, please. Yes, you, the guy with the glasses. Obviously, you haven't got a deep sex life yourself. That's why you're saying that for.
What did you say, Liz?
Obviously, he hasn't got a good sex life himself, Stephen.
Can I just advise you of this? You've got free choice whether you want to answer that question or not.
Some people see it as taking advantage of the disabled if you have sex in that way.
Oh my God, please.
Right.
That lady sitting beside you has a disabled son. I know people are disabled and have a good sex life. Why can you sit there and bring people down like that? And you've a little smirk on your face yourself. Bloody horrendous.
Okay. All right, Liz. Thank you very much indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, please give our guests... we've got Becky on the line, actually. Hello, Becky.
Hello, how you doing?
Go ahead, Becky. You're a sex facilitator. What's that mean?
Yeah, I am indeed. I run a service called Paradoxes that helps people with disabilities find sex workers if they're looking for them.
I can give you 20 more seconds, Becky. What would you like to say?
Just really that I agree with Sarah, your blogger, that if people with disabilities feel that they want to have sex one way or another, then they should be allowed to do so. And at Paradoxes, we're here to help them do it safely and with consent.
Becky, thank you very much for your call tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome, please thank our guests. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Right. Well, look, that's about all we have time for tonight. Just to remind you about tickets for the show, if you do want to apply for tickets and be in the Nolan Show audience, bbc.co.uk/tickets is the address that you can apply for. If you do want to send us a story, nolan@bbc.co.uk is the email address. You know the radio show is on every morning from 9 o'clock in the That thing is staring straight at me, and I think it might want something.
This thing only goes to the toilet once every 5 days, Stephen.
When it goes like a donkey, though. You want to try to clean up afterwards.
Here, do you remember what you did to me in the studio the other day? Do you remember when you left me in there?
No.
Right, here, let's put Biscuit. Biscuit, this is Stephen. Stephen, this is Biscuit. This is called Revenge, Stephen. Right, don't move. If I could get my hand out.
Oh my goodness.
We'll leave this with you. Come on, Brian,
Night,
let's
everybody.
go. Let's go.
Night, everybody. It's look. Finny! Finny! Go see the kid in the glasses.
Hello.
Hello.
What's your name?
My name's Paul Kern.
We met last year, didn't we?
We did indeed. I did an impression of Liam Neeson.
Did you win?
Unfortunately not.
No. Okay. And are you in a relationship at all?
No, I'm free and single.
Well, here she is. Feast your eyes.
Hello, Alicia.
So, Paul, it was Liam Neeson before, so you're going to do an impression, or is it a scene from a film?
No, it's something completely unique I'm doing this time. Something that I actually wrote myself.
So take it away, whenever you're ready.
Okay. Hello, John. You're looking well today. How are you? It's nice to see you too. Is that a new jacket?
Has he started? Is he talking to someone?
Really? That's fantastic. Are you trying to impress someone? Get yourself a boyfriend? You're obviously making an effort for someone. John, you know I fancy you. I want us to be together. Is there anything you want to say to Simon Kyle? Yeah, the show just wouldn't be the same without Mr. Kyle. He's actually world famous. I mean, the man has even been in The Simpsons. That is how you know the man is a legend. The end, roll credits. It's something you haven't seen before.
I think I buzzed too early. I really loved the second half of the act. It was unique, it was funny, it was loyal, it was faithful, it was sincere. And it almost made me cry.
Yeah.
I loved it.
The person you were talking to, is he in the wings?
He's sitting right there. Can you not see him?
Oh yes, John.
Oh, there he is. Oh, hi, John.
So we missed you.
Hiya.
Okay.
Okay, he's barking.
Very well, thank you,
I
yes.
honestly think I've fallen asleep and I'm having a nightmare.
Oh, I'm fine, yeah. Yeah, you're right, he is quite annoying, yeah.
Shall we just take it to a vote?
Sorry.
David?
I thought he was excellent.
You like John?
But for you, I'm sorry, it's a no.
It's a no.
Well, I thoroughly enjoyed it, so I'd probably say yes.
Right now, it's a no for the competition.
Yeah.
Thank you, Paul.
Okay, thanks for talking to me. I might try again next year.
Please do. Take care. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
See ya.
And here he is, the main man.
Hello, Stephen.
Now, do you think John is happy?
To be honest, he's blaming me for the audition not going so well.
Come on, John, you didn't even turn up.
Yeah, and he's only gone and left me.
Don't tell me that. Are you winding me up?
No.
If John is watching now, what do you want to say to him?
Come back to me.
Out of it.
I think it's a great service for Derry. It's used by a lot of people, so I think the library is important for the community.
I'm from Barbados. I use the library to keep in touch with my family. The service the library is providing is great.
Here's an example of an app that's about supporting children to learn Irish. And the project I'm involved in, E2, is actually about taking libraries into this new generation of services and into a new way of working and supporting people to get the kind of skills that they need actually to deliver these kind of services. One of the challenges actually in a mobile library is that it isn't a large enough library to have a number of computers. Well, this is perfect for that kind of environment. We can actually go out, have a couple of these under the desk, and if somebody comes in and wants to do their email, or just to check up their Facebook, wants to see what's happening, for example, in their local library, they can check what books are available before they make a journey into a library, or to request the books to be delivered in the mobile library the next time they come. All of that's available. The technology's there, and what Libraries NI is trying to do is make sure we bring that technology and bring our customers with us in the use of it.